Hello, welcome to Plump Co Crochet Tutorials. Today we're showing you how to start crocheting a bag. We'll start off by introducing all the ingredients you'll need. I'm using 2-ply chunky merino wool, a 35mm crochet hook, a jumbo stitch marker and a pair of scissors to cut your yarn at the end. I'm going to start off by unwinding a length of yarn from the bump. We do this to make it easier to work with and also to plump up the yarn. It can be wound onto the cones quite tight. The next thing to do is to attach it to the hook, and I'm going to do that with a slip knot. I take the end of the yarn, pointing down, and grab about a fistful, and then I make a loop, the end going to the bump on top. I'm going to put my crochet hook through that loop, grab the yarn in the notch, and pull it through. And then to tighten up, I'm going to pull on the two ends. If you pull on the long end, it will bring it up to the hook where we need it to start. The first thing to do is to make a chain. For a bag, a chain of about 7 or 8 stitches is ideal. Take the yarn from the back to the front and into the notch of the hook, and then pull it through the loop already on your hook. There's the slip knot that we made first, and there's the first chain. I'm going to repeat that. Take the yarn from the back to the front and pull it through the loop already on the hook. That's the second chain formed. Again, from the back to the front and pull it through. Try not to work too tightly, it can make the next step a bit tricky. I'm going to add a couple more chains to make my bag slightly larger. And back to the front and pull through. And now we're ready to start the first round. What we're going to do is work a line of single crochet stitches around both edges of the chain. And the first stitch we're going to work into is this loop second from the hook. That was the first chain close to the hook. We're going to be working into that one. And to work a single crochet, we insert the hook from the front to the back, work a yarn over, and draw that yarn just through the first loop on that hook. Pull it up, and again work another yarn over from the back to the front, and this time we're going to pull it through both loops on the hook. And that is the first stitch we've made. Now's a good time to attach the stitch marker too. If you look at your stitch from the top, you can see these two legs. The stitch marker needs to go around both of those. Like that. And now we're ready to work the next stitch. We're going to work into the next chain along, this space here. So again, the hook goes in from the front to the back, yarn over, from the back to the front into the notch, pull it through that first loop, and draw it up. There should be 2 loops left on your hook. To finish the stitch, work another yarn over and pull it through both loops. And that's the second stitch made. We're using single crochet here, and that's using US terminology. I'm going to continue working along one stitch into each of these chains. You can see there the line of stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When you get to this last chain, we're going to work 3 stitches into the same space, and that will give us enough room to work around so we can then begin working down this other side. Here's the first stitch, yarn in, I'm going to work another one into that same space. It will work its way over that slip knot that we started with, but that's fine. And again, one more in there. That's the first one that's worked into that last chain. That's the second one. And here comes number 3. Hook in, pull up a loop, yarn over, through them both. And now the next stitch is going to be worked into the other side of the initial starting chain. 1, 2, 3. If you work them into any of these holes, it doesn't really matter. As long as you've got the same number of stitches on that side as you do on that side. Pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through both. I want to put the next one into this stitch here. That's how it's looking so far. I've got 1, 2, 3, possibly 4 more stitches to do. That's round 1 of the bag complete. To build the size of the bag up, you'll work 1 stitch into each stitch along all the way up. The next stitch goes into this space here, under both of those legs where the stitch marker is. And you can find bag patterns at plumpco.com.